A breast cancer diagnosis can have a major financial impact on a family or an individual. And to be honest, you're not alone. And so that means you don't have to carry the financial impact of the breast cancer diagnosis completely on your own. Between income loss, utilities, rent, getting transportation to and from appointments, the medical bills, it can be completely overwhelming. So, if you're looking for financial programs or organizations that have foundations that can help support and ease some of the burden that you carry and help keep you afloat while you focus on healing, then this is the video for you. Cancer care is expensive, and I'm not just talking about medical bills. I'm talking about like your everyday like living and well-being, from rent, utilities, childcare, just anything that you can think of that you normally would have, just unrelated to a breast cancer diagnosis. And so when you add on the diagnosis, it just complicates things even more. And so most patients report some type of financial toxicity, meaning that the treatment and the cost of care, as you fight to survive and overcome breast cancer, it affects your overall well-being and your financial well-being. And so that's why you have like nonprofits and organizations, and you hear about all the fundraising that goes on, especially in the month of October, because that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so you hear about all of this fundraising that goes on during that time, not only just fighting to find a cure, or fighting to find new treatment options for patients that are going through, but also to raise funds to be able to pour into these programs and these foundations that also help support individuals that are going through to help keep them afloat while they're going through. And so there are lots of programs, lots of grants and things that are out there, and that's what I'm going to share right now. So you have a few national financial assistance programs that are out there. With the big one that most people know about is the Susan G. Komen Financial Assistance Program, or also known as the Pink Fund, or the Pink Fund is associated with it. These programs help with like the non-medical side of assistance or need that's out there. And so they provide a lot of assistance that can be for rent, utilities, transportation. So again, think of not necessarily copays or assistance towards the medical bill side, but again, assistance towards your day-to-day, everyday living expense type thing. So I invite you to go to komen.org to learn more about the program, and also see how you can apply and get the assistance if those are the areas that you need assistance in. It's a great program to reach out to be connected to, and to know what all is available to you that's out there. The next one that I will mention is called the Living Beyond Breast Cancer Fund. This is another national program that has a grant that can provide up to $1,200 or a little more than $1,200 towards your non-medical expenses. The only thing you have to do is apply, have to be in active treatment, and of course show some type of proof that you're going through a breast cancer diagnosis. But once you submit those items, and if the funds are available, is a great way to receive a grant that can help support some of your financial needs. So to get connected to the Living Beyond Breast Cancer Fund, you go to lbbc.org, and you can click on the links from there to be able to get more information about those assistance funds. And I'll be sure to include all of these links that I'm mentioning. If you can't keep up with what I've just said, just be sure to click the description, and I'll be sure to drop those links there as well. Next up in this category is the United Breast Cancer Foundation Support Program, who also falls into the same category of kind of like what I mentioned with the Susan G. Komen Fund and the Living Beyond Breast Cancer Fund. Like, it also has a pot of funds that can help with those normal day-to-day living expenses, such as utilities, rent, transportation. And I think they may even also have a piece that can help with like prescription coverage. If you don't have a full prescription coverage plan with your insurance, they may be able to have something that helps with the copays or to help offset the cost of the prescription medications if you're having an issue and need support in that area as well. And you can check that program out and learn more about them at breastcancer.org. Another category would just be like other helpful programs that I found. One of the programs that fall under that category is the Cancer and Career Financial Assistance Program. This program is unique because it can help support individuals who don't have like the technical equipment at home to help them stay connected with like outreach programs and group therapy and things like that. So they are able to provide like Chromebooks or tablets to individuals who can't financially afford to have that, so that you can connect and engage with a lot of the connections and the community that they built for cancer survivors and those that are going through breast cancer. To learn more about that organization, go to cancerandcareers.org and you can go through their list, and they actually have a lot of other organizations that they have linked in their template that they've built to help basically inform you of other programs that may be available to you as well. They have other grants that you can apply to, such as the Modest Needs Self Sufficiency Grant. It's a great organization. So, again, check them out. They offer a lot to help those, like I said, that are battling, that also need support in other areas that's unrelated to just the medical expenses or your day to day type expenses for living. They have other grants that can help with those that just need a source of income. So they need support with finding a job, and like I said, having a tablet and things that you wouldn't think of that somebody may be without, but you have to think, because cancer affects anyone. Like, it's not going to discriminate against anyone. So it also affects those with maybe already those that are already going through what we consider lower income, things like that, and they can use additional support. So it's a great organization. Definitely invite you to check it out. Now, another organization, and this one actually does help with more of the medical expense side and prescription coverage, or lack of prescription coverage that some people may have. They have programs that help support that. And that's the PAN Foundation. So visit panfoundation.org. And this organization is great for the grant and the support that they provide that can help you with offsetting some of the costs that can be related to the treatment or the prescriptions that are needed to help you overcome a cancer diagnosis. So, in terms of, I've already shared a couple foundations and organizations, and in terms of what they offer support towards, in terms of whether or not, knowing whether or not you qualify, or how to stand out, or, how to get the assistance that's needed. The best thing to do is to connect with either your social worker or your patient care navigator, your nurse navigator. I had a nurse navigator that was extremely helpful in some of the programs that I got assistance from. And so they're going to be your point of contact with helping to fill out these forms. Each organization is probably going to have their own set of forms that you'll need to fill out. And there'll probably be a section that you'll have to submit that comes from your provider. Because again, these organizations want to validate that this is someone that is truly going through what they say they're going through. Because unfortunately, we know that there are scammers out there. And so people are going to lie and take advantage of situations if they can. And so there are parameters that are in place. There are safeguards that are in place that these organizations have done to help make sure that the funds go to those who truly need it. And so connect with your patient care navigator, download the forms, print them off, submit those. These people deal with this every day. Like your care navigator deals with things like this all the time. And so when you submit something and say, hey, it has a turnaround time of this, that, or the third, they'll be more than happy to get that information filled out and get that stuff back to you. So like I did it for an organization that helps provide retreats to breast cancer survivors. Like I brought my form in at the beginning of the appointment, and by the end of the appointment, they had already had it filled out and signed and everything and ready to go for me. So again, it's not a hard process. Literally, you do your part, you sign, you bring your form to your doctor if you have an upcoming appointment, or you can email it to them. You can fax it to them. Get it in their hands. They'll fill it in, provide the confirmation that's needed, get the signature, give it back to you, and you can submit those documents. You'll also need to probably have like some idea of, what your expenses are. So you need to already have some type of flow sheet that, where you've listed out what your rent is, what your utilities cost, your light bill, your phone bill, your gas bill, your water bill, car insurance, your car note. Have an idea of what your monthly expenses are, so that as you reach out to these organizations, especially those that have like a range of what they can offer. So one program may say they have grants anywhere from $500 to $1,200. well, if you could really benefit from having the $1,200 grant, then you probably need to provide some type of supporting documentation in terms of what your expenses are. So already have a running list of that. It's also good to have that too, because as your community and people reach out to help you, to see how they may support you, what you need help with, if you already kind of have things laid out and you can see where you're coming up short with every month, due to having to miss time from work or whatever the case may be, then you can already have that stuff laid out to help, to give them so that they can help you, to best help you. The other recommendation that I'll offer is the fact that you probably like want to apply early when you check these websites. Like they'll probably have a range of when the application process like opens up. And so if that is the case, like if it's not something that's like on an ongoing rolling basis where you can always just apply at any point in the year, if you see something that says it opens up again next quarter, it opens up again next month during this time, make sure you save those dates and you apply as early as possible, because again, what you're dealing with, you're not the only one that's dealing with it. There's lots of people that are dealing with financial disparities and issues and things like that. And so there are a lot of people that are needing support, and so the earlier you apply, the better opportunity it is for you to be able to get the assistance that you need as you navigate your diagnosis and what you're dealing with. One of the main things I want you to know is that it is okay to ask for help if you need help. Do not sit there and suffer in silence. If you need help, and I've said this before with other issues, as we're, processing your diagnosis and, just mental health and all of that. Yes, I want you to also ask for help in those areas too, but no one talks about the financial impact that a breast cancer diagnosis or cancer diagnosis in general can have on someone. And so if you guys are struggling, if you're struggling as an individual and you need support, you can't do this alone. You have to ask for help. Yes, there's all these organizations that are out there that I'm talking about, but you also have a village and a community that's around you, hopefully, that you can reach out to as well. But if you don't say anything, no one knows anything. And so you have to be able to be willing to share and allow people to help you. And you have to realize that asking for help doesn't mean you've failed. It's not a sign of weakness. It means that you're smart and resourceful. And you have to think that these programs exist for a reason. Like no one just came out and said, oh, let's just come up with a foundation and raise all this money for somebody who might need help. No, they've come up with these foundations and they've raised all this money because they know that people need help. So the resources, the foundations, everything that's in place that's out there, it's out there because people have needed it and people continue to need it. People will continue to need it as we move forward each and every day. So it's there for a reason. So reach out and utilize it. So that's all I have for now. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, if there was anything that I can further elaborate on, please drop that down in the comments. If you have any questions about anything that I just discussed, drop it down in the comments and I'll try to help you navigate that the best way that I can. All right. So if you don't say anything, then I don't know what else you need help with. And so drop it down in the comments. I'm going to continue to try to provide a few more resources over the next couple of weeks that I think that may be beneficial that people need to know about. But again, if it's something in particular that I can help with, I need you to put that down in the comments. All right. So if you found this helpful, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments how I can help you. And until next time, peace.